What's going on, everybody? The Radio Garage, we're back on the bench here. Thank you for joining me. We got the Galaxy Saturn Swamp Donkey on the bench. And this one here is Rick's radio. He sent in 2 radios. And they were both repairs. And they were both hair pullers. And we got them finally straightened out. I got them where he wants them to be and doing what he needs them to do. So basically this one came in, this one had an accident. It fell off his tower. I guess he had like a, set up on a rack or a console or something, and it ended up getting knocked over, smashed. So it had some issues. It no longer was transmitting, and then it just had a bunch of weird stuff going on. As the more I dug into it, I think like somehow voltage shot through it, because then it did have transmit, but it was very, very weak, and like the driver, I ended up having to replace your driver, both your finals. Your one final had like a gain of 9. The other one was real low. Like everything was real low as far as a gain. So you're getting hardly any output. You had some diodes blown back there. So then I ended up going through, redoing your AM regulator section over here, and I upgraded your main DC cap and your 8-volt cap. And I thought, you know what, let me see where this thing's at. Start doing an alignment, being that I got the transmit where I need it to be. Oh, actually too, I forgot, SSB was, sideband was extremely low on output. Tracked that down, got that situated, so we got AM and sideband equaled out. And there was like cans that were stripped in here, had some swing mods, limiter clipped. Yeah, I had to replace your one can down here. Okay, because the little ferrite core slug was all cracked and everything. Here it is. Here, this is what they look like when they're out. And I ended up having to do a bunch of troubleshooting on this. So I told him, let me just go ahead and I'm going to recap it, and this way I'll just do it. You had a bunch of caps replaced already, so that's what we did. And here's, I think, all of them or most of them right there, and a bunch of other stuff. Went through, got your receive. That was the other thing. Your receive was super low. Now that sounded like when I talked to you that was going on for a while, and you just kind of dealt with it and lived with it. So I got that. Your one receive amp over here was no good. So a lot of people just focus on the one back here, your first receive amp that comes in, but it had a good signal. It just had low volume. So that's kind of where you got to sometimes. That'll point you in the right direction. Is it received because of bad signal? Are you not getting a signal, or are you just not getting volume on your signal? And his was he wasn't getting the volume out, and his audio chip was testing good. All that stuff was good. All these caps I knew were good. They were all replaced. So yeah, it ended up being a bad transistor over here. I mean, just funky stuff was going on with this. And I think that pretty much covers it. You got your AM. Went ahead and upgraded your AM regulator over here. Okay. All right, that's upgraded. Modulation pass transistor over here is upgraded. Pretty much, as I was testing stuff and pulling stuff out, I either replaced it or upgraded it along the way. So basically new inside. But let me get the tin on this thing. Excuse me. And I'll show you what it's doing. Okay, we're back here with the Swamp Donkey, and let me show you what this thing is doing. I know you wanted to make sure you had some good swing. You got an amplifier going to be running. Let me show you the scope, and then we'll go over the meters. Okay, so we're in AM. There's your beautiful scope pattern. Alright, let's take the mic gain out of it. That's a little bit over, let's see, for a key here. Let me turn the carrier down to about where you're going to be running it. So you're going to be running about a 2-watt carrier, I think, if I remember correctly. It's been a while since we talked about this. So there's 2 watts. We'll come over here. That's kind of good because it lines up just about with 2 divisions. And I'll throw the, actually go a little bit more, and I'll throw the mic gain into it. So you're getting a good 150% modulation out of her from the 2-watt mark. Okay. Now, let me show you with the microphone. I'm going to be using a stock mic for this. For some reason, this radio is really liking this stock mic. Excuse me. And we'll just show you what it's doing. Okay. And for anybody that is not aware, the red here is average. The bird right now is an average 50 watt slug center scale. Peak in blue here, and then I'll engage peak in there in a minute. But let me show you what it's swinging for average with the 2 watt. Picking my voice up. And about 4 or 5 watts. But see, the more, if you're able to put a little more key into your amplifier, you know, say 3, 4 watts, then the average really wakes up. And you get about 6 out of it. Now this is with it all the way up. Carrier 6 watts all the way up. And now she's doing about 11 or 12. All right, let me show you peak. Yeah, it's gonna be plenty. It's gonna be plenty to drive your amp. I know it's not gonna swing wild like the way it did with your limiter out, but you're gonna make up for it in audio. You're gonna have a lot better audio. Audio check, break, 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 break. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Audio check, break, break, break. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're right about 33, 35 watts clean. Okay. The other thing, yeah, so you were saying it was doing about 40 watts when you had it, but like I said, the limiter was out, so yes, it definitely will do the 40. Not clean though. All right, here's, excuse me. Here is sideband. We'll just check out our peak on sideband here quick. Sorry, a little bit of that meter's getting cut off. There you go. Audio check, break, 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 break. Audio check, break, 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 break. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. So same thing on sideband. So you're totally equaled out. Sideband and AM is right around that 33 to 35 clean watts. And I'll let you hear it. Let's see if she drifted. What do we got? 22 up there on the monitor radio. Turn the volume up on that. Alright, let's see here. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Audio check. Break, break, break. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Audio check. Break, break, break. Not too bad. Drifted a little bit, but if you need to, you could correct it with your clarifier. Let me go to AM. Now you don't do a lot of sideband, so not going to focus too much on sideband. Here's AM for you. This is where you're going to be hammering, spending most of your time. Let me turn the 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Audio check. Break, break, break. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Audio check. Break, break, break. Yeah, that's because the stock mic is getting a little bit of feedback because it's hot. You know, we got over 100% modulation. Let me put the static on. I'm going to switch to a 636. Just hear the difference here. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Audio check. Break, break, break. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Audio check. Alright, let's put the echo on. And I don't know, I guess this echo is set internally. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Audio check. Break, break, break. Yeah, I'll have to double check on that echo. I'm gonna have to adjust that a little bit, I think, for you. Alright, so that's the over-the-air stuff. And next thing I'm going to do is get it on the spectrum analyzer. Now what I did with the finals, when I switched out the finals, I went with HGs. And check out the spectrum analyzer, see what you think. Alright, here she is on the spectrum analyzer. Like I said, she's got the other finals in her. And they must be really, really good finals. Look how clean this thing is. Yep. 15. Clean, clean, clean. There's 30. Audio check. Break, break, break. Nothing coming up anywhere. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 60. And you'll see how low that second harmonic is. So nice and clean on the spectrum. Really clean radio now. Alright, let me show you that receive, and that's gonna do it. Alright, we're back with this last part here. Just gonna show the receive. Got an S9 signal going into it. She's accurate. So a sideband. Okay, again, we're right on the money here. And I just want to touch on something here too for a second. Let's turn that down. Now, when I found out you had a receive issue with the very low volume, I had, and this is just to keep in mind, guys, with testing or pulling transistors or components. If you're now, when I pull something, I just replace it. If I'm going to pull it, I'm not putting it back in. I'm just replacing it. Now, some people may say that's, you know, overkill or just, you know, not necessary. But like a lot of these parts are super cheap, like 2SC945 transistors, stuff like that. Like I mean, to buy hundreds of them at a time, you know, for a couple cents each. If you're gonna pull it, just put a new one in. And it's a good thing I did, because that transistor for your audio chip, the amp. It actually tested good. So, you know, if I was just strictly going by my transistor tester, I would have put it back in, still had the issue, been, you know, dicking around and keep chasing my tail, and all because I put a, you know, took a bad part out and put the same bad part back in. So just keep that in mind for anybody. You know, I get a lot of people asking me for like tech stuff. So that's just a little something, 'cause I've had it happen to a bunch of people. You know, they ask me something, and I'll say, you know, test the part, but also, you know, even still, if you have an extra part on hand, just go ahead and replace it if you think it is possibly an issue. All right. So let's get this. Oh shoot! I'm gonna go up here. What I'm gonna try to show you is how bad your receive volume was. So for instance, we'll just say like negative 106 right there. And turn up this. Now I'm going to show you when I get to 1 volt. Up here, this is your volume voltage. Okay, so right now we're at 700 and some millivolts. Turn it up to 1. So right there is about 1 volt. Okay, and your volume is at about a quarter. That's where it was maxing out before. When I had it all the way over far right to max, it was showing 1 volt on my audio analyzer. So that's how I knew you had an issue. It was showing the correct readings on the S meter, but you had very, very low volume, and so you're going to actually be about 5 times, because this will go. Let's see. See, I don't want to have you guys listen to that. The microphone, I'm sorry, the speaker's connected. So I think it goes up to about 5 or 6 volts. So yeah, you're going to be about 5 or 6 times you know, extra volume than what you had before. So that'll be a big difference from what you were used to. Anyways, let's see what she's doing on Synad. I said I'm going to turn this up. about -110. Right here. Right there. Okay. And move that a little bit. Just gotta move my clarifier, try to get this dialed in. Of course it drifted. Alright, and now I can dial this down a little. And she's doing about -117 on sideband. Right there. 11, high 11s, almost 12. So very healthy. Very, very healthy. Get rid of that. But yeah, I got your squelch. You know, everything's full alignment, obviously. Full tune-up alignment. Your squelch settings on the inside were way off. Got your noise blanker correctly adjusted inside. I mean, everything. You know that. I go through everything, and yeah, this thing, I mean, there's nothing else to do to this thing. It is ready to go. She's gone through top to bottom, so I hope you enjoy it and you get this thing back on the air and just hammer away. So I'll get your Connex video done now, and I'll upload that as well. So this is the first video for Rick, the Galaxy Saturn Swamp Donkey. Radio Garage, we're off the key.